light, ladies. I've got the light, let there be light. Is it going to work? Didn't like that. Oh, hello, good morning. I am having all sorts of tech issues. Yes, I am an hour early, but like I said on Saturday, I'm going into town today, so I thought I would get this out early so I can feel like I've done my bit for everybody today. All right, so like I said, my net is I've had to go off my phone, so who knows what's going on. Mercury. How's everyone going with Mercury retrograde? So far, he's been tricky but not destructive. All right, so now with the moon in Gemini being ruled by Mercury, who is still very slow, still at that 15 degrees, hasn't actually moved very much at all. So we are looking at miscommunication or, maybe just not getting the answers in a timely manner might be another one. Maybe, you have to call like five places to get the part you want because everybody's out of stock. I don't know. Think of those sort of, you're trying, but it's not quite going anywhere. All right. So let's have a look. So the moon in Gemini is coming up to link with Venus and Hygeia. All right. So we've got those aspects of how we give and receive love, and also the boundaries we put around ourselves. This has been quite relevant in the last couple of days to, with the square to the Chiron, and this opposition to Pluto happening. Being self-aware and not afraid to make those boundaries. I think I said something about bubbles and, like allowing words to bounce off like bubbles or something like that. Yeah, your boundary being a bubble suit. Anyway, you know what I mean. All right, so there's a buzz in the air, lots to say, lots to process. But before you let your words fly, check in. Is that comment helpful or just frustration in disguise? All right, so we have a T square today. So that's when there's an opposition and those oppositions are both squaring the same planet. So we currently have that Venus Hygeia square Chiron South Node, which is today, exact today at 11. All right, so here's that hypercritical where we want to really be careful about the words we're saying. Are they helpful or are you just frustrated and being a bitch? I just said to Mick, don't be an ass to yourself today, because like he's a Virgo, so he is Mercury ruled. Benji Bum, I don't know whether you're going to be watching this, but I could see your frustration this weekend because he's also got the Virgo moon. So anyone with those Virgo Gemini placements could be feeling a little bit rattled as well. So just be aware of that. All right, so the release point is the opposition, which is Sagittarius. So yesterday I was saying to, look for faith. Look for that belief system. Just look for this too shall pass. All of the self-help posters, all of the quotes, all of those type of uplifting vibes. Just remember that this is not forever. It is just now. All right. So zoom out, trust your higher awareness. You don't need all the answers right now. Have a little patience with yourself and others and let curiosity lead instead of criticism. Now let's see if there's anyone here. Oh, good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Barbara. Hello, Helen. Yeah, I know. I'm going into town and I just wanted to make sure that I got it out. So yeah, I'm going for new glasses today. All right. So like I was saying, the Mars South Node is exact today, and Aries, Scorpio. All right. So those Mars ruled planets or strong Mars placements. Mars in Virgo just really wants to be very proactive with his service, Virgo being service to yourself and others, but it's also self-care. South Node, the things that we've done to death that we need to let go. So those two things together, this is where that frustration is this, but I know this, it's comfortable, the South Node, but the cup's empty. And Mars, like, we've got to do the things, like he's so health conscious. that he's spinning his wheels or he's just hyper focused. There's that Virgo analysis, critical critiquing. So look, there's quite a few things. Again, though, the self-awareness is the honestly the best way through this is just paying attention to how you are thinking and feeling and speaking. All right, just be so self-aware. All right, so that was at 11 o'clock. Now the moon today in Gemini. All right, so after 11, all right, so it doesn't make any aspects until 11, which it then starts its conjunction to Venus, which is around 9 o'clock. So that's nice. Like this is where we are able to become self-aware because it's the giving and receiving of love. So even though everything's frustrated, there is that aspect of sharing love, or receiving love. How do you feel? Okay, so that's a nice one. Now after 4, the moon in Gemini is going to be sextile Mercury. That's probably around 3 hours, so maybe that's going to be around 7, 8 o'clock, where the words we're using, or the thoughts are, there's an opportunity for not enmeshment, that's not the right word, but there's an opportunity for things to actually start flowing together. So instead of that grating, there's no oil in the cogs, things sort of, that Venus is lubricating. Venus is going to lubricate the sextile. All right. Now, after 6, there is also a square to Mars. All right. So even though those first 2 aspects are nice and juicy, after 6, when that square to Mars south node is starting to become into effect, if you've had a big day and you're tired, like, with Mercury not moving and Saturn sluggish and like all of the things, it's just not it's nice. Like I said, it's curious, it's chatty, it's just not, I don't know. You might not feel the urge to go run a marathon. You might not feel the urge to get up out of your chair, but you've got to move. You got to move. You got to have your water. All right. So let's draw a card. Now, so thinking of this day, Mercury in the sky is not currently aspecting anything. So here's another way that we might be a little bit floaty, like okay, Helen, I'm thinking of you. I'm seeing you at work and you're like, I've got these thoughts but I can't get them out, or oh my god, that was such a great idea and I missed it, or like I don't know why, Helen, I'm picking on you, but I am. So maybe we can use the written word to if we're getting stuck with words like I am right now. So think of that lovely Mercury lubrication and Venus. All right, let me draw this card. All right, so I will be doing a live tomorrow from town. Now tomorrow the sun gets to 29 degrees of Cancer. Stop and do this because Gemini thinks it can do everything all at once. Oh, yay. I love this. All right, yeah, look, just so much. Look at that, Sagittarian. The answer to this T square is faith. And again, I'm not talking about any specific label of faith. Like, what is your faith? All right, so just know that this too shall pass, and difficult things build strength, and I don't know how many more things can you put in there. Just click the button. Oh, good morning, Eden. How are you? Good morning, Caroline. How are you? Good morning, Louise. So yeah, so you just, just if you remember, pay attention to your feelings. Continue to check in with yourself today. All right, we've still got that T square, that frustration. All right, you are in control of it all. All right, nobody can make you do shit. Even if people are, you see other people getting frustrated with you. Agency. You have your own, All right, so remember those protective bubbles or whatever it is that you use. All right, so going back to tomorrow quickly. All right, so tomorrow the sun reaches 29 degrees of Cancer. All right, so you know, as always, in the last day of the whatever season it is, I always ask you to have a look back and just think about what has happened in the last 30 days. So we're looking at home, family, ancestry, the giving and receiving of nurturing, and our early childhood conditioning and patterns, of course. You know, that's my main flavor, is overcoming those early childhood conditions. So, you know, like you have to address these things. Otherwise, um, you don't get to feel the pride that Leo brings. All right. So it's just acknowledging and closing those books so that you can then move into Leo season and play and you know, feel joy and all of those beautiful things. So I'm going to get a new set of cards today. I've been wanting to get a new set of cards for ages now. So I'm going into Metaphysical Launceston today, or the Launceston Florist. So I am in town. If anybody wants a reading while I'm in there, I've got some time this afternoon. So reach out to me and I'll get back to you. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.